For anybody who wants to get into the culinary space and become an entrepreneur such as yourself, and what advice would you give them to even begin?
Take your time, be patient. It's going to happen, and don't stop. Be consistent.
Welcome to Conversations with Verdel Jones. I'm your host, Verdel Jones. And here we're about empowering your purpose with passion. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am so excited. I have a very, very special guest, Chef Cheryl Grigg. She's an award-winning chef and the owner of Chara's Kitchen and Catering. She has been featured in numerous publications and various media outlets, and she puts a creative spin on soul food classics. And she has a saying, I want everyone that eats my food to feel like they've had the best hug at the end of a long day. Chef Cheryl.
That's a good one. Yes.
That is a good one. That's a good one. And I can attest to the fact that that is the way your food does make us feel.
I love it. I love it.
So welcome to Conversations with Verdel Jones.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm very excited to have a little conversation with you about your journey and what you do and new things that you're getting involved with.
Yes.
As I said, we have had the pleasure of having your food a few times, and it's always top notch. My father is obsessed.
Tenderloin.
That's right.
Gotcha.
That's right. So where did this passion for cooking come from?
Well, I grew up in the kitchen. My parents had a restaurant named Bee's Place, and that was in Medford. And my mom was the baker. My father was a chef.
Okay.
And I grew up watching her make collard greens and biscuits from scratch. And she would put raisins in it. Back then, that was like the rage, like butter, raisins, Sunday, you know. But I grew up smelling that. And then they retired, chilled out for a little bit, had us. Mm-hmm. And in 2007, unfortunately, she passed away. Oh. And then my sister goes, sis, let's open a restaurant for mommy. And here we are. 20 years later. She is Chara.
Chara. Not Chara, Chara.
She is Chara.
So Chara's Kitchen and Catering.
Yes.
Okay. So you had a restaurant at one point.
I did.
Like a brick and mortar.
Had a brick and mortar. Mm-hmm. We first started in Coram. Mm-hmm. We were there for 5 years. Then we moved into Bellport, where we were deemed, or what are we called? The little hidden gem of Bellport, because we were tucked in my dad's church downstairs.
Okay.
So we were a little, come see us, come get away place. And
like a speakeasy almost.
Come speak to the Lord. Why you come get this food?
A church speakeasy.
Exactly. That's how I always say. I'm always going to be blessed. We blessed in the church. We in the church. You got the food. Everybody coming here. You're going to leave with something. But yeah, we outgrew that. Mm-hmm. Only because catering got so busy.
Okay.
So I had to get a couple more kitchens. That is still my base, But once catering got really, really crazy, that's when the restaurant hours went down immensely. Mm-hmm. So now it's like a pop-up situation during the winter when it's slower.
Right.
But during the summer, we are full-blown catering.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Every day. Is something,
So how has your menu changed or evolved over time? Wow. Yeah, and how did you know to make those pivots along the way?
Well, in the beginning, I was a little scared. So everything was right on her recipe, right how she would do it. It was really just for her. But as we grew into it, it was, I don't like pork. Oh, we don't like that much salt. Oh, we don't need this much sugar. Oh, I want old people and young people to be able to eat my food. I don't want to give anybody hypertension. I don't want to give you diabetes.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I got into a almost purity kick where everything eventually turned into just having 7 ingredients or less. Oh. Just real simple.
Huh.
Simple, delicious. That's where I ended.
Okay.
And that's how everything kind of moved in. And then I went to cooking school later. And then that kind of changed things too. Because then I was like, oh, I could put some more stuff in here. So that's how we got our jerk shrimp and grits and stuff like that. You know, I got comfortable being me.
Right. So you were doing this for a while before you decided to go to
Culinary
school. Right.
I didn't go to school until COVID. I got bored.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So I was in this 13 years before I actually went to school.
Okay. Oh man, that must have been a real shift in learning.
Oh, yes.
Right? Because you do things and they're good and it's great. But, you know, that technical part of it.
And that's the part I really wanted. It's like, you know, I know what I'm chopping and I know how I'm chopping, but what is this chop called?
Okay.
You know, like the stuff like that. You want to know the jargon. You want to know the vocabulary. You want to be able to stand toe-to-toe with chefs that have been in the industry where your skill set is there, but you want to have your knowledge there too.
You want to call the knife the right knife
and you want to hold it the right way, you know. But that's really what did it, and that's what kind of took us off, and that's helped me and propelled me into the more luxury space. So that's why you see me in the Hamptons now. That's why I feel comfortable in the Hamptons now.
Okay.
So it was the whole, you know, it was a real process.
Oh, that's impressive.
It was a real process.
That's impressive because after doing things for that long, you know, period of time, the way that you did them, and then to take that leap to say, you know what, I'm going to go to school just so I can get that extra and feel comfortable. In what I'm doing. So I love that. That's pretty dope.
It was hard work, but it got done. My baby was 2, so
wow.
Yes.
And with a child. So that's impressive.
It was good though. It was really good. I was proud of myself. You know?
You should be. So what type of, so you mentioned the collard greens and we said you put like a little spin on classic soul food.
Gotcha.
So what is your cuisine? And you mentioned the jerk shrimp and grits. What would you call your cuisine?
Kind of fusion and kind of elevated soul.
Okay.
You know, we try to use the best ingredients as opposed to just whatever's around. Also, I'm trying to I hate to say I'm trying to get out of the soul food box because I feel like us as the people stay stuck in the soul food box.
Everybody thinks you can make fried chicken and collard greens, right?
And I never thought I'd get to where I am off of buttermilk fried chicken. Like I never thought fried chicken was going to get me here, but it did. And I'm grateful for that. But I'm like, culinarily, we just need to elevate and we need to get off of like, you know, salmon and rasta pastas. And I'm sorry. I'm not coming for nobody.
Right, exactly.
But we gotta, you know, let's get past the rasta pastas and we can get past the shrimp and grits and we can get past the chicken and waffles. We love it.
Those are the staples.
We love it. But every event doesn't have to have macaroni and cheese.
Exactly. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. No, you're right. And you do a great job of that, of offering just different varieties of food and things you might not even think of.
Yeah.
Where does that, how do you create or how do you begin to create your cuisine in that way?
I mean, well, it all starts with the basics, you know, like I'll give you one thing that we do now. We do a black-eyed pea hummus, and then we'll top that with the collard green pesto, and then we do candied bacon on top, and then that's on a cornbread crostini. So that comes from greens and cornbread.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Or black-eyed peas and cornbread.
So it's a shift there.
So it's just a shift in technique and different textures. Okay. And so we still doing the soul. We just got to package up a little different.
I love that. You have your imprint also in our community, right? So how does that play into the work that you do?
Oh, that's everything. I love to anybody knows I love to give back. I am a give back. I started this whole thing giving back. That's actually how I got my name.
Okay.
It started with the town of Brookhaven, and I used to do the Black History program for free. And then after a couple of years, that's when I got a check. That's why I tell everybody, it's okay to do things and sponsor things, and it's just do it in excellence. Don't do it like you did it for free. Do it like you got paid the highest check, and it'll all come back to you.
Yeah.
You got to pay your dues, though.
Right.
Nothing comes quick.
And you know what that brings me to, for anybody who wants to get into the culinary space and become an entrepreneur such as yourself, and what advice would you give them to even begin?
Take your time. Be patient. It's going to happen. And don't stop. Be consistent. Because I know a lot of people will start, and if they don't like blow up in like a year or two, I don't want to do this anymore. It takes time. I didn't get real recognition until 13 years into this.
Right.
That's a long time.
It is.
To be in the church basement.
Right.
Frying chicken.
Right, absolutely.
And then COVID comes, and bam, there goes the magazine. There goes News 12, CBS, NBC. There goes Best of Long Island. And it all came at once. But if I would have quit, I would have never
gotten there.
Saw it. And trust me, I wanted to, because this stuff is hard. I tell anybody, if you want to open a restaurant, be prepared to be up. Be prepared to be the first one there, last one there, cleaning, shopping, loading, unloading. And you don't start with a crew. You're the first crew member.
Exactly. So how do you scale something like that? I know we were talking a little bit about some new things that you're looking to do, because you're only one person.
Yes.
So what is it that you're getting into now to use your talents to help others even further?
Well, now I'm building teams to handle the catering side of things. But my joy that I've come to learn about myself is I love to teach. So I'm getting into the teaching space. I now teach at a bunch of libraries on Long Island. And I also teach adults and kids with special needs.
Oh, okay.
Now that's close to my heart. So my next venture is to open up a cooking school, or even just a place to throw classes to help them with life skills. And also for everyone to come in, BYOB, let's do a date night. Let's have a good time. Right. Let's learn how to fry some chicken and relax a little bit. But that's where I would like to go. That's the projection.
And I also saw something where you were giving, do you give private lessons for cooking as well? I did see that.
So we do private lessons, we do group lessons.
Okay.
I always, it's a good bride's gift. Like I didn't think I would even get into that space where it'd be like a gift for a bride.
It's a great gift.
But I was like, okay,
you know how to cook.
And I'm just like, this is my little thing. I'm just like, you got him. Now let me help you keep him.
That's right. A little bit away. Man's, what is it, heart? It's to his stomach.
You know? And you'd be surprised what a little something in the kitchen can do. That's right.
It's so true.
And it's simple. True. I was like, oh, wow, you know? And that's another thing with business. A lot of things come and it's not even from you. It could be from someone to say, oh, you should do this. Oh, this is cool. Maybe we should do this. Or let's try this. Or have you ever done this recipe before? And they're like, oh, I can make a whole another business off of this. So now it's like, that I can say that's happened with my chicken and beignets.
Okay.
I'm looking into that just being a franchise in itself, because I couldn't stand chicken and waffles because I was like, oh my God. Enough. We can't red velvet another waffle, blue velvet another waffle, banana pudding another waffle. So that's why I came in with the chicken and beignets, and that's taken off. That's now like our number one station at weddings,
right?
At our festivals. So you know, it comes and it changes, and it's okay to pivot.
That's right. Pivot is the key.
Yes.
Especially in these days and times, you have to learn how to pivot.
Definitely.
You're definitely doing a great job of that. You also have a special promotion for anybody watching.
Yes.
You can let people know about that.
Okay, so in honor of being on this great show with this great lady, she is so nice. Y'all do not understand Miss Verdel.
Thank you.
Listen, so anyone that calls me to book an event, not catering, but an actual event with service, you get 10% off if you mention this beautiful lady here right off the top.
I appreciate that. I'm going to ask like a couple of questions. One answer. One ingredient that you can't live without.
Butter.
Oh, well, I like that. When you are cooking, what is on your playlist?
First thing, cheese. It's something neo soul.
Okay, yeah, okay.
It's something to vibe. Like I'm stirring and.
And what's one dish that never fails to light people up with joy?
The fried chicken.
The fried chicken.
They so light up with joy, they quiet. That's how I know it's good.
And my last question is, who would you love to cook for?
Oh, well, that's a good one. To cook for my mother.
Yeah.
My mother. She probably was like, put some more butter in there. Put some more butter in there, girl.
I love it. Chef Cheryl, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I want you to let people know how they can, right in there, how they can reach out to you.
Well, you can reach out to me on Instagram at Chara's Kitchen. That's at Chara's_Kitchen and Catering. You can reach out to us on our website at contact@charaskitchen.com. That's our email. Our website is charaskitchen.com. And you can navigate it very easily. You can call us 631-355-5929, and you will get me directly as I am the first crew member. So I look forward to hearing from you all.
Yes. Thank you, Chef Cheryl, for being here. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Make sure you reach out to Chef Cheryl. Her food is just, and she is the epitome of professionalism. And I love anytime I have the pleasure of eating her food and working with her. So make sure you reach out to her. I want to thank everybody for watching Conversations with Verdel Jones, and we will see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and follow us on social media so you will never miss an episode.